Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show, and today I am here to give you my thoughts on the Godzilla Vs Kong trailer that just released earlier today. And I gotta say, it was cool. It was super cool. I would even dare say it was kinda awesome. Like, I mean, let's just get this out of the way. The imagery of Godzilla rushing King Kong and punching him in the face and just giving him a left and a right, and them two just going at it in the middle of the, like the imagery. It's just no way that imagery can't be cool. You know what I mean? There's just no way that imagery can't be cool with the special effects. Because for all my complaints about Godzilla King of the Monsters and in the original Godzilla, it looked great. The CGI looked great. It looked epic. They really did a great job of making the scale look great. This is gonna be a movie that's gonna actually suffer from not being seen on the big screen. This movie has to be seen on the big screen. I think I've seen Godzilla King of the Monsters out on my TV, and I've seen it in the theaters. And I can tell you right now, seeing Godzilla King of the Monsters in the theaters damn near made me think it was good. Like it was one of those movies where, like, when I was watching it, the scale, the sound, and being in a movie theater, and the scale of King Ghidorah and the scale of Godzilla and Rodan, like, seeing that made me go, whoa, this is like amazing. Not to mention there's just some beautiful imagery. I'll give them that. They've managed to do that like great with the Godzilla movies, is the imagery. Like, I'll never forget the sun, like, for all my complaints about Godzilla King of the Monsters, I will never forget the image of this huge lightning storm, and as the lightning flashes, you see this three-headed dragon covered in the clouds, because this dragon is so fucking because this dragon is not only so massive, this dragon is so powerful that its mere presence brings a hurricane with it. Like, the thought of that is just amazing. I'll never forget the visuals of Rodan being such a massive bird, or whatever the fuck it is, that it's simply flying over a city. It's just the wind from its wings of it not trying to. It's simply flying over a city. It's destroying the entire city just because of how fucking huge this bird is. Like, there's something godly about that. There's something epic about that. There's something just like, there's childhood, what's the word I'm looking for? Ooh, about that. You know what I mean? When you're a kid, you just like bright colors. When you're a tiny kid, you like bright colors. And the older you get, you like cool things. You like the Transformers, because they're larger than life. And the Godzilla universe has really tapped into that larger than life, quite literally, thing. The problem with those movies are, well, there's a lot of them. But anyways, the trailer is cool. I mean, the trailer starts off, apparently, they went to Skull Island and captured Kong, and they captured Kong to fight Godzilla because something is happening with Godzilla. He's gone off the deep end. He's attacking cities and shit. They don't know why. Like, they brought back a lot of the characters from the previous film, especially Millie Bobby Brown's character and her father's character too. I think the guy's name is Kyle Chandler. I think it's that, something like that. But they brought back the father from the King of the Monsters as well. They brought back a bunch of characters. But from all we know in the movie, other than the shots of them fighting, and the shots of Godzilla, Kong, like, fighting these other winged creatures too. But as far as we know of right now, something is wrong with Godzilla. They don't know what's wrong. Like, there's a whole debate. Like, it seems like Millie Bobby Brown's character and the other human characters are trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with Godzilla. They said that there's a war, though I think that line is going to be taken out of context. I'm starting to context. I think it's gonna be some shit where Godzilla and the Kongs, like, teamed up to fight against some other creature, and like, since, like, something's weird, like, I'm gonna go on a limb and say someone's, setting off a signal or doing something to Godzilla to make him freak the fuck out. Someone's doing this to him to make him freak the fuck out. But people forget, which is kind of nice, because people do forget, Godzilla started off as a bad guy. He started off as a terror, as a creature that's destroying the cities. Like, that's what Godzilla started off as. Just like all things, the more popular he became, the more popular he became, and the bigger of a attraction the character became. The Japan, you know, because they created it, decided, you know, it's really hard to profit off of a bad guy because no one wants to buy the toys off of the bad guy. So they made him a good guy. They just kind of went, oh, he's misunderstood, and, you know, they kind of retconned it. Not retconned it, but they kind of retconned it and just went, he's a good guy. And he fights monsters. He fights monsters to keep the peace. And they did that so that they can sell the toys, so that they can have him team up and do all these different things. And they made him a little fucking like Godzilla Jr. and everything. Like, they did all that so they could sell the toys. But Godzilla started off as this ultimate bad guy. Honestly, he started off as an allegory for you know, for nuclear war and for exposing of nuclear waste and exposing of waste in general, you know, and he was an allegory for that, because that's, you know, what happened was, you know, they dumped all their whatever, like they dumped all these waste in the ocean in this area, and it created Godzilla, and like that's what Godzilla is. That's what he originally was an allegory for that. You know, over time he became something different than that, because clearly he did, because in this Godzilla universe, he's been around for thousands of years. He's been around since the beginning of Earth, basically, and he's like what's the word? He's like the living embodiment of Mother Nature, a bit, basically. Like, you know, he everywhere he goes, even when he destroys shit, like life and plants grow wherever he is. But, you know, it is, you know, not here to get into that stuff. The trailer was cool, but that's basically the gist of it. It's seeing awesome shots of Godzilla and Kong go at it, seeing there's the mystery of what's wrong with Godzilla that's making him snap. We still don't know who the big villain of the movie is going to be, because we know they're going to bring a villain in. I wouldn't be surprised if they did the Mecha Godzilla thing, like some people are suggesting. That I wouldn't be surprised if it's some weird shit or some other government agent is setting off Godzilla so that they can justifiably kill him, and they're gonna use their Mecha Godzilla, and it's gonna Kong and Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla. We'll see. All I know is my excitement for this is also tempered by the fact that I was so excited for the Godzilla King of the Monsters trailer. You can ask Seth. If Seth wants to comment below, me and him were both excited for that trailer. I mean, Seth glowed like a freaking child. And I said it, some of those imageries, like the best shots of the movie were in the trailer. And you were just like, this looks amazing. And then you see the movie, and the problem is the human characters suck. The human characters aren't interesting at all. And it's just battle, which ain't bad, but when you see that for when you see that for damn near 2 hours, when the quiet moments are with characters you don't care about, and it's just battling, it makes it hard, you know, to watch. And then the battling stuff, and then the battles are like diminishing returns, because it gets less, because the more you see it, the less cool it actually is. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. Me and Seth and Mark, we both reviewed Kong Skull Island, and I thought Kong Skull Island was very fun. But the thing about Kong Skull Island that made it fun was not only did it have its own unique tone, it was kind of going for like a, damn it. Ooh, why am I forgetting the name of it? Not Platoon. Apocalypse Now vibe. It was kind of going for an Apocalypse Now kind of thing. Not only that, but it had characters who were interesting. Like John C. Reilly's character was interesting. Samuel L. Jackson's character was interesting. Sure, Tom Hiddleston's and Brie Larson's character weren't the most interesting characters, but they were more interesting than any character in the other Godzilla movies, you know what I mean? So, like, there was just so much in the world that they were doing there. It was kind of interesting with the Kong creatures and whatnot. It was a fascinating thing. I just hope they don't... I hope the characters can be better, because if basically all the time you're going to spend is with these human characters to set up a story, because they take up about an hour of the movie. Like I'd say like 50%, like every Godzilla movie of late, like of the last like 20 years, like, oh, maybe not 20 years, but the last like few years, like the human characters take up about 75% of the movie, and then it's Godzilla. Like, he shows up, but the fights it's like fights, and then it's the human characters. But if the human characters don't work, it makes it hard. And for me, the reason I'm not totally overexcited about it is because I've been here before. I was excited for the last movie, and it did not work out, and I am worried about this movie. I've been worried about this movie. And the reason I'm even more worried about this movie is it's not one of those cases where, okay, this movie came out. Like, no, it's not like Godzilla King of the Monsters came out, and then they went, okay, let's pause and, you know, maybe take some notes and see if we can improve upon certain things before we put out, you know, Godzilla vs. Kong. Godzilla vs. Kong was already being made. Godzilla vs. Kong was basically done when King of the Monsters came out. They were banking on King of the Monsters making about like $700, $800 million, setting up the hype for this movie, so this movie could come in and make $1 billion. But the thing is, Godzilla King of the Monsters didn't even make a profit. They were looking at something like $700 million. I think it made something like 400 something million, $400 to $300 million. I mean, that is way under what you want. That movie didn't make a profit. So it's gonna be interesting to see, because people did not go out to see the Godzilla King of the Monsters. So it makes me curious how many people are actually interested in Godzilla vs. Kong. Because according to the data, not a lot of people were interested in go see Godzilla last time he was out. So I'm curious about that. But this is a movie that's going to suffer from not being seen in the big screen, though. Like, I feel like if you see this movie on the big screen, you're going to like it a lot better. If you see it at home, you're not going to like it as much as you would seeing it on the big screen. But thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like, subscribe. And are you excited about Godzilla vs. Kong? And if you are, it's okay. I am a tad bit excited because there's just something visually about that you just, as the inner child in me is just like, that's cool. But I'm just like, but there's another side of me that's like, I thought that last time and I didn't particularly like it. So thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.